Hi again. The title of this little video is the first step towards conscious relationships. So if you already watched the video entitled The Number One Reason Most Relationships Fail, then you know already that the problem, the biggest problem, is lack of understanding who we're dealing with over there. We just don't have a clue. We're starting relationships from a point of attraction, where we're being pulled into something. But it's not really conscious. We don't know who we're dealing with. We're falling in love, you could say. We're falling in love, just like falling into a pothole at night. It's something that happens to us. So what I want to share with you now, and I'm going to repeat something Anais Nin said as well, because it's so valuable. She said, you don't see things as they are, you see them as you are. So as a man, that means that I'm going to see women automatically as a version of a man. And women are going to see, you women see us guys as versions of women. But we see the other sex as a broken version, right? A broken version. Like women get so impatient with guys because if you loved me, you'd know already. Don't you get it? Isn't it obvious? You're so slow. You're so, linear and rigid and stuck in whatever it is you're stuck in. And guys are like, oh my God, you're driving me nuts, woman. You keep changing your mind every 5 minutes. I don't know what you want. I don't have a clue. I start trying to do it, and then you want something else. And don't cry, no, and don't get angry, and, your emotions, and da-da-da-da-da-da. So we're judging each other and criticizing each other and building resentment towards each other for being such lousy versions of our own sex. Right? Okay. So this is kind of, it's ignorant. Just as an example, if a friend told you, hey, you've been driving cars all your life, I've got a treat for you. Take this out. It's a boat. And you've never seen a boat. You don't have a clue what a boat is. But he's so excited. He says it's so cool. Okay. I'll check with you later. See how much fun you guys had together. Okay. Calls later. So how was it? Well, it was a disaster. What do you mean? Okay. First of all, it's almost impossible to steer. It's got a wheel, but it doesn't do much. It's got no brakes. And it's got this big noisy thing on the back that, I dropped it down and it just chews the hell out of the road and then breaks and bits of it flying all over the road. And I'll stick to my car, thank you very much. Wait a minute. You took it on the road? Yeah. Dude. It's a boat. Cars are awesome. Awesome on land. If you don't mind the things that aren't so great about them, the gasoline and everything else, but it's just a simple metaphor here. Similarly, boats are fabulous in water. Fabulous. They're great when you recognize their specific natures and functions and possibilities and ways of doing things and ways to work them and everything like that. But if you don't know, they can be very, very frustrating. Men and women are different. And we are very frustrated by the differences. Not at the beginning, because we're not really clear about that. We're not really, interacting as human beings with all our stuff so much. We're interacting as She's hot, he's fun, he's generous, he's strong, she laughs at all my jokes, whatever it is. You know, we're in that kind of honeymoon stage, right? But after a little while, we come into the reality of the human being we're dealing with and their distinct nature. And never mind their distinct nature as a particular woman or a particular man, just the general field of man, woman. It's a big deal. It's a lot of difference. I mean, you can't treat anything just in terms of how you're familiar with treating something. You've had a dog all your life. That doesn't mean that's how you're going to treat mongoose, snakes, rats, chickens, flowers, women, cars, computers. Everything is specific. So, a woman, for instance, a simple example. Ask a woman, hey honey, what's going on? When she says nothing, does that mean the same thing as when you ask a guy, hey honey, what's going on? And he says nothing. When she says nothing, usually it means everything. And it means, and you don't deserve to know, or you're going to have to work a lot harder for me to tell you, or what's the point of telling you you aren't interested, or you wouldn't get it anyway, or it's too much and I don't want to break down and melt down all over you, so I'm just not going to say anything right now. On the other hand, when you ask a guy and he says nothing, usually what that means is nothing. There's nothing going on. We're really as blank as we look. Or, there's stuff going on, but we're just thinking about the stuff there is to do, and I really don't need another thing to do in the form of now telling you what there is for me to do and what I'm thinking about it. It's just easier to say nothing so I can get this stuff out of the way. So we are so different in the way we communicate and how we use language, in our expressions, in our intentions, in our thoughts. So different. And the first step towards a conscious relationship is being conscious of these differences. Actually, the first step is just before that. Before we become conscious of the differences, it's to become conscious that there really are significant differences and that these differences do not need to be a source of conflict and frustration, but potentially they can be a cause of fun and celebration. Just like the differences between a boat and a car can totally expand our horizons and what we can do and the fun we can have. Similarly, to get to actually appreciate who men and women are, and here's the other thing, guys. If you don't know very much about the one sex, let's say the other sex, you don't know much about your sex either. Because the two sexes, they're part of the same deal, like black and white, like hot and cold. So if we really don't know much about the one, we don't know much about the other either. It's not possible to know ourselves as men, for instance, if we don't understand women, and vice versa. So it's, this is the first part of it, to open the mind to the possibility of the joy and the fun of getting to know who the other sex is and what their environment is, where they play and how they do it, and learning how to dance with them. It's really fun. That's where I want to leave you right now. And I look forward to being with you soon. Thanks. Good night.